bump. But it's wonderful to see Kendricks hold that focus into this part of the season.
Next action on the track, a world record attempt, world best certainly to give it its strict title in the men's 2,000 metres. And this is all about the return and the response of Jakob Ingebrigtsen, who is very much the star name in this men's 2,000 metres. It's a world record that has stood since 1999, and some of the challengers along the way are Mario Garcia, 6th in Budapest in the 1,500 metres, just behind his flatmate Jared Naguz. There is Verheiden, Stewie McSwain. There is Ingebrigtsen, still only 22 years old. Will he be the wounded animal? He was definitely wounded at losing in the 1,500 metres to Josh Kerr, the second World Championships in a row where he'd been the red-hot favourite to win the title, and succumbing on the final lap to not one but two British runners in successive World Championships. Look out for this man, Reynold Cheria, only 19, World Under-20 champion from Cali, made the final in Budapest. And this man is a huge talent as well, from the Netherlands, 18 years old, European Junior champion, Niels Laros. Abel Kipsang, African champion over 1,500 metres, and Nordash as well, the second Norwegian, Nare Nordash, bronze medalist just behind Ingebrigtsen, now coached by this man's father. But this could be all about Ingebrigtsen against the clock. He wasn't even born when the world best, world record was set by Hicham El Garouj in Berlin in 1999. The target, 4:44.79. We'll take you through the splits and the pacing as the race unfolds, but previous holders of this world record include Noureddin Morsali, Saïd Ouita and one Steve Cram. Men's 2,000 metres then, nice and simple on the maths. It's 5 laps of the track. There it is, 4:44.79. And two pacemakers we have on duty. Munir Akbash will take them through the early stages, and then Boaz Kiprugut from Kenya. Actually then a third, Tuai, also from Kenya. Those are the three pacemakers right of picture, and Ingebrigtsen tucks in behind them. They're going through 57 laps, Hannah, for the first 1,100, we believe. The original pace was asked for about 56 seconds per lap, which is very aggressive. Jakob Ingebrigtsen said, I want something a little bit more measured, then we'll wind it up on the last 2 laps.
I was relieved to hear the pace had been backed off ever so slightly. Ingebrigtsen slotting into the first place out of the races. We've got 3 pacemakers in this event, and that shows the intent of the meeting organisers and from Ingebrigtsen. And 2K, he said of that 2-mile world record, I think 3K might be my best distance. And at this stage in the season, off the back of the championships, 2K is going to suit Jakob Ingebrigtsen very, very well. The rest of the men behind that are used to running 1,500, blimey, that extra 500 could feel like a long way, especially if they get drawn into this pace that Ingebrigtsen's powering away at.
Well, he's powering away, and you're expecting a response. There was a little spiky reaction for some people after that defeat in Budapest in the 1,500 metres. Some of his interviews were a little bit puzzling. Kipsang there just tucking in just behind him. They went through the first 400 metres in just outside 57. That was the pacemakers, so very much measured at the moment. Stewie McSwain there tucking in essentially in 4th place, just behind Samuel Tanner. Abel Kipsang there behind Ingebrigtsen. He is already the European record holder at this distance, 2,000 metres. Very rarely run, and I think, Hannah, we can safely say that we're going to have a lot of national records. We reckon maybe up to 7 national records here.
Yeah, well, it's 1:55.4 for El Garouj through the belt, and that looks similar here for Jakob Ingebrigtsen. Very much sticking to his task. He's got those lights for company, and he does have Abel Kipsang right on his shoulder as well. But you're right, huge opportunities from these men behind for national records, so they can just stick to their task. And it's that Chariot just starting to move up, get himself involved a little bit more. We're down to the last 2 pacemakers, but they're doing a phenomenal job as they come through the first kilometre, 2:22.
2:22, it's lively, and Ingebrigtsen looks keen and moody and in the mood here. Don't forget, he already got the world record over 2 miles on that another sizzling evening in Paris back in June. So he's collecting these world bests and records, and you can see the wave lights. The green light is on world record pace. Remember, 4:44.79 is the target. El Garouge, and Ingebrigtsen now just starting to move away. Clear daylight now, around 9 seconds ahead, 9 metres rather, ahead of Chariot and Tipsang.
The final pacemaker giving absolutely everything here, Cornelius Tuai of Kenya, but surely he's got to step aside soon. There's just 700 metres left to run for Jakob Ingebrigtsen. He's chomping at the bit, he's closing up on the pacemaker. He pulls alongside, keeps his eye on the green lights, checks the big screen. He's got nobody for company at the moment. Jakob Ingebrigtsen with just under 600 metres to go.
Well, we'll get a good idea when he hits the bell. If he can get to the bell in around 3:48, I think the world record is on. That would leave him with a final lap of around 56, 57. It's going to be a tall order, but he knows what it's like to work hard. He said he works harder, 30% harder than anybody else. There you can see the green lights just starting to get ahead of him. Can he get to the bell in around 3:48? Yes, he can. It's almost perfect. The last 400. This is the man killer. It's Ingebrigtsen against the clock, and he's being roared on from the sidelines. He's on his own. 35,000 people going absolutely crazy down the back straight. 300 to go for Ingebrigtsen. So disappointed in Budapest. It hurt, no doubt about it. This would be some consolation. Just over 200 to go. 2 more bends. The Brussels bend could work in his favour. The softer curvature into the home straight, and he's ahead of the lights. He's ahead of the lights into the home straight. Everybody on their feet. Are we going to see some history here from Jakob Ingebrigtsen? This prodigious talent. He's miles ahead. He's going to smash the world record. 4:44.79 is the target. He's done it. It's a world record. There you go, he says. I'm back. Never, never write me off. Ingebrigtsen is back with a bang in Brussels. What a performance. And he has smashed that world record. What fuss? What was the fuss, he says? Well, El Garouge will be watching on him somewhere, I'm sure, with nothing but admiration. Berlin 1999, it was set. It stood for 24 years, and here he is now. Another world record to the collection for Jakob Ingebrigtsen. And there we are, Hannah. National records aplenty all over the place. Congratulations to Nordas with a personal best. We should say in qualified, this is a seldom run distance, so we're going to get a lot of personal bests, but what a performance. How impressed was that?
Very impressed. I wanted that shrug there from Ingebrigtsen, almost saying, see what I can do when I haven't got an issue. And he did say, you know, I was struggling with illness leading into that 1,500 metres. And here he is back on tip-top shape, and it is a world record. And you say this is a rarely run distance, but there's some significant national records gone down there. 25-year-old Kenyan national record, and also Craig Mottram's mark of 450 has gone to Stewie McSwain. He's had a troubled last couple of years with illness. We haven't seen him at his very best, and he was absolutely delighted trackside there to see that he'd taken the mark of the great Craig Mottram. But Ingebrigtsen and these lights, they work seamlessly together to produce fantastic results. And the way he pulled away from those green lights when he had no one else to push him, that showcases this technology for me and what it can mean and how it can help athletes run fantastically well. But we saw the sign that the young person was holding in the crowd saying, we want a world record. Jakob, Sharika, Mondo. First man has delivered. Will Armand Duplantis and Sharika Jackson follow suit? Yeah, a little bit of pressure building on the rest of them, but that was the one. That was the one that was most fancied, I think, here in Brussels this evening. So Steve Cram 1985, Saeed Awita 1987, Nuruddin Morsali 1995, and if you're here from a home perspective, you have to go all the way back to 1948. Gaston Reif from Belgium. All have